You are watching FinWorld. Welcome to my channel. Dividend Decision. The third important decision that every financial manager has to take relates to the distribution of dividend. Dividend is that portion of profit which is distributed to shareholders. The decision involved here is how much of the profit earned by company after paying tax is to be distributed to the shareholders and how much of it should be retained in the business. The decision regarding dividend should be taken keeping in view the overall objective of maximizing shareholders' wealth. Now coming to the factors which affect dividend decision. Some of the important factors are discussed as follows. First is amount of earnings. Dividends are paid out of current and past earning. Therefore, earnings has a major influence on the decision about dividend. Second is stability earnings. Other things remaining the same, a company having stable earning is in a better position to declare higher dividends. As against this, a company having unstable earnings is likely to pay smaller dividend. Third is stability of dividends. Companies generally follow a policy of stabilizing dividend per share. The increase in dividends is generally made when there is confidence that their earning potential has gone up and not just the earnings of the current year. In other words, if the change in earnings is small, dividend per share is not altered. Fourth are growth opportunities. Companies having good growth opportunities retain more money out of their earnings so as to finance the required investment. The dividend in growth companies is therefore smaller than that in the non-growth companies. Fifth is cash flow position. The payment of dividend involves an outflow of cash. A company may be earning profit but may be short on cash. So availability of enough cash in the company is necessary for declaration of dividend. Sixth is shareholders' preference. While declaring dividends, managements must keep in mind the preferences of the shareholders in this regard. If the shareholders in general desire that at least a certain amount is paid as dividend, the companies are likely to declare the same, as there are always some shareholders who depend upon regular income from their investments. Seventh is taxation policy. The choice between the payment of dividend and retaining the earnings is to some extent affected by the difference in the tax treatment of dividends and capital gains. If tax on dividend is higher, it is better to pay less by way of dividends. As compared to this, higher dividends may be declared if tax rates are relatively lower. Though the dividends are free of tax in the hands of shareholders, a dividend distribution tax is levied on companies. Thus, under the present tax policy, shareholders are likely to prefer higher dividends. Eighth is stock market reaction. Investors in general view an increase in dividend as a good news, and stock prices react positively to it. Similarly, a decrease in dividend may have a negative impact on the share prices in the stock market. Ninth is access to capital market. Large and reputed companies generally have easy access to the capital market and thus pay higher dividends than the smaller companies which have relatively low access to the market. 10th is legal constraints. Certain provisions of the Companies Act place restrictions on payouts as dividend. Such provisions must be adhered to while declaring the dividend. 11th are contractual constraints. While granting loans to a company, sometimes the lender may impose certain restrictions on the payment of dividends in future. The companies are required to ensure that the dividend does not violate the terms of the loan agreement in this regard. So these were all the factors which influenced the decision about how much of the profits earned by a company will be distributed as profit and how much will be retained in the business. Thank you for watching this video. If you are able to understand the topic, then please like, share and subscribe to FinWorld, or you can also comment for feedback or any doubt. So ऐसे ही और वैल्यूएबल इन्फॉर्मेशन के लिए जुड़े रहिए FinWorld के साथ. Thank you all.